Good morning. Dang it, this thing. This thing is frustrating to me. Every day I have the exact same setting. Every single day, the exact same setting. And now all of a sudden today, it's not acting right. All of a sudden today. Why all of a sudden today are you screwing with me? All right, I'm going to try to make it through. I'm going to try to make it through. Because I still can't see the chat from anyway, we're going to talk about I'm getting frustrated, guys. I'm getting frustrated. We're going to talk about relationships with food, healthy relationships with food. Look, everybody's here on my YouTube, and I don't even know how to get you over here. I'm getting frustrated, people. I'm getting frustrated. All right, so what I'm going to have to do is, if I miss your comments, I apologize already right now because still make some comments. I don't know what's going on with this setting, but I don't see you. So I'm going to be talking to you guys. I guess I can pull up my Facebook as well. Yeah, I need a do-over. I need a day do-over, and the day hadn't even started yet. That's what I need. I need to do this day over. So we're going to talk about healthy relationships with food. And I feel like I'm going to miss some of your comments because they're not coming through. I can see you guys now. Whatever. Let's just make this work. Let's just make this work. It's just going to be what it is. I apologize in advance. It's a heartfelt apology. I'm sorry that I will not be able to read to capture all of the comments. Probably not on time. But I am watching for your comments on Facebook, and I'm watching for your comments on YouTube. So hopefully peach pie. Yeah, peach pie is not, so let's talk about that. So the reason I wanted to bring up this healthy relationship with food is because I asked you guys for topics that you wanted to discuss, and one person wanted to discuss something that had to do with food, like they did not basically talk about nutrition. So they didn't ask for a conversation on healthy relationships with food, but that's where I'm going to take it. Good morning, Suli. Good morning. Good morning. But that's where I want to take it. So next Sunday, we're going to have Rose at the table with us discussing her road to veganism or her road to plant-based eating. And so kind of building up to the conversation with her, plant-based eating, I want to talk about how we are connecting to food right now, or historically, how we have connected with food. We talk about our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, our psychological health. We talk about all these different healths, right? So we have this physiological responsibility. We have to talk about our physiological health. What are we eating, and why are we eating what we're eating? Are we restricting ourselves too much? Are we beating ourselves up because we want peach pie from the peach cobbler from the Amish market and we expect our daughter to go pick it up for us? Yeah, that's another story. But the point is, what is your relationship with food? Now, you know what? The thing about it is, if you guys jump over to Facebook, that's fine. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you guys jump over to Facebook, that's fine. Then I would see everybody. If not, you stay here. Yeah, I guess it would be helpful to jump over to one place. So if you guys are all connected to me on Facebook, that would be helpful for me if you would just go over to Facebook right now. Because I'm not seeing your comments except that I have my phone open. And for some reason, this software system that I've been using for the past whatever amount of time is not allowing me to see your comments like I normally do. So I don't see any comments in this program. So anyway, I have you on YouTube. We're going to work it out. I might be talking at you today because I can't see all your comments, and I do apologize again. I feel so that's just, I got to work that out. So this all came up for me, connecting this need to have this conversation about our relationship with food, because I'm still drinking this nasty tea with no sugar in it. No sweetener whatsoever. It's nasty, y'all. I don't like it that way. I mean, yes, I taste the chai. Yes, if it were some other flavor, I taste the flavor of the tea, but I don't like my tea that way. I want my tea with a little bit of sweetener in it. There are times if I go to an Asian restaurant and they pour you the tea, like a sushi restaurant, they pour you the tea. I don't put sugar in that tea. I just drink it like it is. But I'm not getting enjoyment from it the way that I enjoy a cup of tea with a little bit of sweetener and a little bit of almond milk creamer. I want my tea the way I want my tea. And yet I committed to 60 days of no sugar in my tea. 60 days of no sugar in my tea. Why? Why did I do that? What the heck was I thinking? You know what, guys? I think, I'm not sure if you guys have switched over to Facebook. Let me check. Yeah, you guys. Tiny Slim, thank you. I'm laughing at you, Suli, for the third time. Thank you. All right. So if you are watching me on YouTube, I'm sorry. Jump over to Facebook. Watch me on Facebook. I only see the YouTube comments. I only see the Facebook comments right now. So if you are watching me on YouTube, you can continue to watch, but you won't be able to participate in the conversation because I don't see your comments. And if you're watching me on Facebook, I do see your comments. Even though, sometimes there might be a delay in my response. Stace, you said, I love my chai and my hibiscus. The other stuff gets in the way. My chai tea, the thing about chai tea, though, chai tea is caffeinated, and I have to be very careful about drinking caffeinated tea. So, because caffeine is treacherous for me and my stomach, so I need to avoid caffeine. Y'all, I'm really frustrated. This boy comes staring at me like this. I'm about to knock him out. Why? It's nothing to do with you. I'm just frustrated, and you're coming and staring at me being playful, and I don't feel like playing right now because my system has frustrated me. So I'm just saying, because it's not working right.
What's not working right?
My chat is not showing up on my screen. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
I was trying to help you.
I know, babe, but it's too late. We're just going to make it work like this. You're about to come in, block all the light, be right in front of the camera. That's not anybody's itty bitty boy. That's my big old monster child. Anyway, he's about to come in like, what? What doesn't work, mama? I want my tea the way I want my tea. I want my tea the way I want my tea. I appreciate the way this chai, I'm drinking chai right now, Stace. This is my chai tea. Twinings chai tea. I'm drinking it with no sweetener in it. But I tell you what, when I go to the store today, I'm getting my almond milk creamer and I'm getting my sweetener, and I am forgetting about this 60-day thing. I'm not doing it. I've done it now at least 30 days. That's good enough. So let's talk about relationships with food, because right now I'm not having a good relationship with food and tea, right? So we all have to check ourselves. How many of us have dieted? You can throw some hearts and love on Facebook. So if you have religiously dieted, changing from one diet to the next, one way to eat to the next way to eat to the next way to eat because you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to be healthy, or you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do. How has what you're trying to do affected how you see food and how you enjoy food and how you allow food to feed you, right? Now, first of all, I'm going to raise my hand. I have not dieted per se, but I'm doing this 60 days with no sweetener in my tea. And then another time I did 30 days with no sugar whatsoever. Shay says, that's how I am with coffee. I got to have sweetener and creamer. Right. Good morning, Alicia. And Bina, I think I said good morning to you. I need it because that's how I want it, because that's how I enjoy it. And what is the purpose of having something that you're eating or drinking that you don't enjoy? Give it up if you don't enjoy it. Shay says cereal dieter. Right. I'm not a cereal dieter, but I'm a cereal wanting to correct my eating habiters. Habiter, that's me. I'm a cereal corrector. That's what I am. A cereal adjuster or corrector. Constantly trying to say, okay, I'm not going to eat this anymore. Okay, I'm not going to eat this anymore. And for me, it's for health reasons. It's not necessarily because I want to, lose weight. No, for me, it's because I need to stop eating dairy because it destroys my stomach. I need to stop eating soy because it destroys my stomach. I need to stop having so much caffeine. I need to stop having onions and summer squash and blah, 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 blah. So many things because my stomach can't tolerate it. So I have to stop. And then I go to the store and I want those cheese puffs. First of all, it's processed food. It's processed and it's got dairy. Alicia says, I'm only late because YouTube was tripping. That's okay. It was tripping for all of us, so we were all late. We're not on YouTube. I'm not paying attention to the comments on YouTube right now because I don't see them. They're not showing up for me. Good morning, Darlene. So I'm glad that you're here on Facebook with us. And thank you guys for being flexible and jumping back and forth. Like, my grandma, which table are we sitting at? Are we sitting in the kitchen? Are we sitting at the dining room table? Which one is it? Okay, fine. Let me get my tea. Let me go to the dining room. Wait, what? Go to the kitchen? Okay, fine. Let me get my tea. Let me come back to the kitchen. That's how I feel about right now. Like, look, we're going to go to the living room. Where are we going to be? Grandma, look, just decide. Just decide. Where do you want us to sit? We ready. We ready to get the rest of our evening started, Grandmama. Come on. But here at the table's ready. Let's get the day started. Let's get the conversation going. God dang it, where you want us? Thank you. So we have to try to readjust our relationship with food. Try to build towards, we are trying to have a healthy relationship with ourselves, right? That's what we're doing at this table. We're trying to have a healthy relationship with our mates. Those of us who don't have mates, we're trying to have a healthy relationship, not with our mates, but with our kids, with our parents, with our siblings, with our friends. We're trying to have a healthy relationship with every person. Now we need to try to have a healthy relationship and focus on building, recreating, or maintaining that healthy relationship that we have with food. And building a healthy relationship with food, encouraging a healthy relationship with food in those around us. I don't know how you guys grew up, but I grew up, if you put it on your plate, and Eric, I know you grew up this way because I remember distinctly your daddy giving me a hard time about putting too much food on my plate. It was at my own house too. I don't remember, we were having some birthday party or some gathering or something. And here we go. You put it, if don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach or something. I don't remember what was said, but I was like, I thought I was that hungry. Well, if you put it on your plate, you need to eat it. Why? No, that encourages overeating. It encourages people to eat even beyond the point of satisfaction. We shouldn't be eating to the point of full. We should be eating to the point of satisfaction. I'm satisfied, so let me stop. But when you're raised in a household where if you put it on your plate, you need to eat it, satisfaction doesn't matter. And you develop a habit of eating beyond satisfaction, eating until the point of full, and then sometimes even beyond that because you put all that food on your plate. So how do we change some of these ways that we have? And how do we look at food in a different way? How do we allow food to feed us? How do we allow food to nourish our bodies and enjoy that nourishment without beating ourselves up for some of the things that we consider bad, like sugar? So what? So I looked it up because sometimes I do my homework. So I looked it up and I'll post a link to the page where I'm pulling this information from. So there are 6 6 tips. There's more. Go to another page, Google it. There'll be 20 different articles, 100 different articles about how to create a healthy relationship with food. I picked this one that had 6 tips on how to create a healthy relationship with food. So tip number one, don't label food good or bad. Don't give food this is bad. There's food that nourishes you. There's food that's great for your well-being, and some food that's not so great for your well-being. But don't attribute a good or bad to the food. French fries may not be great for you, but you may enjoy them occasionally, right? You may enjoy some French fries. I know I do, but they're terrible for my stomach. But I do enjoy some French fries. Those suckers are good, delicious, especially McDonald's. I know they're fake, but especially McDonald's fries are really tasty. But if you label the food good or bad, and broccoli, like I love broccoli, but is broccoli like angelic? No, it's just more nourishing than French fries. So don't beat yourself up at the very beginning of even your thoughts of food by labeling food good or bad. Don't do that, because psychologically that messes with you. So then when you enjoy those French fries, now you've been bad. And you beat yourself up because you had something that's bad, which makes you bad. No, we're not doing that. So we will not label our food good or bad. We will recognize how some food nourishes us better than other food nourishes us. Some food is better for our well-being than other. That does not mean you can't have all of it. It just means that you have to recognize this is good for my well-being, my health. This isn't. So minimize opportunity. Look, so this is the interesting thing, the contradiction, right? It's not my contradiction. It's the article's contradiction. They said don't label food good or bad. And then the next tip is minimize opportunities to make bad choices. Well, let's not use that word then. So I'm going to say, minimize opportunities to make less than healthy choices. How about we say that? Let's not say, if they're going to tell us, for tip number 1, don't label food good or bad, then I'm not making a good or bad choice. I'm just making a choice that's less healthy for me or not, or better, more healthy for me. So minimize opportunities to make the choices that you don't want to make on a regular basis. If you don't want to eat French fries every day, don't have French fries in your freezer. Don't go to McDonald's every day. If you don't want to eat chocolate or candy, I want to. I want to. Y'all know I want to. But if you know you shouldn't, don't have it in your house. Don't have it easily accessible. What you want to have on a regular basis is what you have easily accessible in your home. What you don't want to have on a regular basis, don't have that easily accessible. And for your kids, don't be mad if your kids run around eating potato chips all day if you got gobs of potato chips in the cabinet. Don't be mad at the kids if they're grabbing a Capri Sun when you got cartons and cartons and cartons of Capri Sun. Don't be mad. Put the healthy choices, put the better choices, the ones that you want yourself to make and your kids or your partner to make those things easily accessible. Make everything else harder to get. If you know you got to drive 2 miles to the store to get some chips, maybe you will forego the chips. Don't call your daughter talking about go to the store and get me some Lay's. No, you're just gonna be without chips today. I'm just saying. Don't get too restrictive. Don't get too restrictive. Put some tea in your sugar if that's what you like. Put some. Yes, probably. It used to be tea in my sugar, but now it's a little bit of sweetener in my tea. It did used to be. You need some coffee to go with that sugar, Kai. You need some tea to go with that sugar. It used to be. It's not that way anymore. Don't get too restrictive. Everything in moderation, right? Exactly, Suli. Don't be too restrictive. If you know that you like pizza, give yourself a day to have pizza. Let pizza be your Friday, or let Friday be your pizza day. Suli says, take it easy with your body. It's a marathon. Moderation is key. Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes though, when you got gobs and gobs of candy in the house and you sitting there knitting your heart away until 2 o'clock in the day morning, that chocolate looks good, and moderation is out the door, because moderation would have had your ass in the bed at 10 o'clock. Moderation would have had you put the blanket and the hat down. Moderation doesn't just apply to food. So if you don't know moderation in the rest of your life, just don't have the chocolate in the house. Just don't have the candy in the house. Start to understand what moderation is. Goodness gracious. But don't be too restrictive. Incorporate the things that you like into your routine in what? What's the word? In moderation. So I am going to incorporate my tea the way I used to have it with my grandmother. See, because for me, my tea time table has lost its oomph because I don't have my tea the way I like my tea, the way I used to have my tea with my grandmother. Remember that when we first started doing all of these tea time talks, the beauty for me, the connection for me was connecting back to my grandmother's tea time table, or my grandmother's table, having tea with my grandmother. Well, guess what tea with my grandmother had in it? Milk and sugar. Now, I don't drink milk anymore because I learned. So, almond milk, rice milk. I don't like oat milk in my tea. Coconut milk. I need my milk and sugar because this, for me, is emotional. This, for me, takes me to a memory from 40 years ago. And I want to keep revisiting that memory every time I come to this table and I have tea time with you guys. It is as if I am literally at my grandmother's table. You guys might think I'm crazy that I keep referencing my grandmother. No, this is what it is for me. This is reconnecting me to my grandmother. So for me, I am going to allow the tea with the sugar as a part of my morning tea time routine. And therefore, if I put it into my routine, my morning tea time routine, it will be in moderation because I'm not going to have the tea with the sugar in it all day long. I'm just going to have it at my tea time table. Stace says, I keep chocolate in my drawers for others. If I have it, I don't want it. But if I don't have it, then there's issues. That's interesting. That's interesting that you're able to restrict yourself when it's actually there. Suli says, I love condensed milk with my tea. Ooh. Ooh. You know, I can't do milk. So there is condensed coconut milk. Maybe I'll try that. See how that is. So the next tip, so we have 1, don't label food good or bad. 2, minimize opportunities to make less than positive choices. We're not going to call them bad choices. We replace that word bad with whatever word works for you, but we can't say no good or bad and then use the word bad. So less than optimal choices. How about we say that? Don't get too restrictive. And then 4, keep a food journal. Keep a food journal. So a lot of times, maybe when you consider keeping a food journal, you're just keeping a tab of what you've eaten. And I'm not saying what you've eaten and how many calories. We're not counting calories here. Just what have you eaten and how did you feel when you ate it? What feelings did you have prior to eating it or when you ate it? Because sometimes it's important for us to notice that I eat chocolate or candy, a lot of it, when I'm anxious or depressed or sad. So maybe if I note that I'm eating, it seems that every time I run for a big old huge monster bar of chocolate, I was feeling anxious. All right. So next time I have the urge to reach for that bar of chocolate, I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to reach out to someone and see if I can connect away whatever anxiety that I'm feeling. Exercise away whatever anxiety that I'm feeling. Try to address the emotion that is leading you to the less than optimal choices that you're making. But you won't know what emotion that is if you don't keep track of it. In addition, keeping your food journal is important because it helps you when you go talk to the doctor, when you have gastrointestinal issues. When you go talk to the doctor and you say, hey, when I ate this, this is how it made me feel. Can we explore what that is? What is that that's causing this problem for me with this food? When I ate pineapples, when I eat pineapples, my mouth itches. All right, mouth itching, great. All right, no more pineapples for me. Even though the doctors may not tell me I have a pineapple allergy, I know when I eat pineapples, my mouth itches. Not only my mouth, man, I might develop a rash. Okay, no more pineapple for me. Jay says, I used to eat out of boredom. I still eat out of boredom sometimes. Suli says, right, if you don't want to write it down, use the record feature of your phone and speak it out while you're feeling it. Right. Understand how your emotions drive your eating, because what you're trying to do is have a healthy relationship with food. And specifically call it out that way. Because think about it, if you were trying to have a healthy relationship with your partner or your sister, brother, whatever, then or your kids, and you notice, I'd yell at my son when I come in from work. Okay, I've just had an hour commute from work, or an hour and a half, or 2 hours if you're in the Bay. I've just had a long day, had a frustrating day at work, and then I had a 2-hour commute home, stuck in traffic. And I walked in and I yelled at him. Okay, probably had nothing to do with his shoes left in the middle of the floor. It probably had everything to do with I was already on edge. Right? I was already at my limit, surpassed my limit. All right, so from now on, and I did this. From now, I didn't come in yelling at them for shoes, probably yelled at them for something else. But I said, you know what? From now on, when I get home, give me 30 minutes before you ask me any questions. Before you ask me to do something, can we do 30 minutes? Let me unwind. And my kids learn, mama just got home from work, let her relax, let her unwind. Let her slough off all of the day's frustration and come into home mode. And that's what I did every day. So when I even came out here, moved out here to Maryland, I told my mom, I was living with my mom at first, and I would come in from work and she would be, can you do? I'm like, no. And eventually I had to tell her, look, Mom, you know what? You got to give me 30 minutes to unwind, because if you don't, everything you ask me will be no. The answer will be no. Give me my unwind time. So it's the same thing that you have to do for food. How am I relating to food? Keep track of it. Make note of it so that you know what's driving you to overeat, what's driving you to eat the wrong things. Understand that. Suli says healthy relationships should be with everything, right? If not, throw them out. Oh, yeah, right. Seven, don't throw that chocolate out. I don't come straight home. I go somewhere and pick something he likes to bring to him. Oh, wow, that's not. Oh, you're such an awesome mom. You're such an awesome mom. No, listen, one of the things that I cannot do after work is stop anywhere. My mother used to reach out to me at work. On your way home, can you? No. On my way home, I'm on my way home. That's what I'm doing. On my way home, I will be in the car. That's what's going to happen with me on my way home. If you want me to do something after work on my way home, you need to tell me before work. You need to tell me the day before, so that I can process that on my way home, I need to stop, because then I'm not on my way home. When I leave work, I'm on my way to the store. I'm on my way to the post office. I'm on my way. So when I'm on my way home, the only thing that's going to stop me from getting home is a stoplight. Stoplight, stop signs. There will be nothing between work and home except for the road to home, because I have fixed it in my mind. Just 30 more minutes, I'm going to be home. Just 30 more minutes, I can take this suit off. Just 30 more minutes, I can take these pantyhose off. Just 30 more minutes, I can put my feet up. I can relax, and I can just be comfortable. And you talking about on your way home. No, on my way home, I'm on my way home. That's it. Unless we plan in advance. So, and my son sometimes makes the mistake now. Mom, on your way home, can you stop? I can stop at the stoplight. on this street and the stoplight on that street and the stop sign right there. And then I will stop in front of the house. That's what I will do on my way home. Now, if you told me on Tuesday that on Wednesday, I need to pick up something from the store, no problem. I've planned for it. And I'm not on my way home until I leave the grocery store. But on my way home, that's it. It's just on my way home. Stacey says, yeah, I just thought about that. When I'm on my way home, don't call me and put me back to it. Exactly, Stacey, exactly. You've been waiting, thirsting for that moment to walk in the door and relax. And T gonna call you talking about, babe, on your way home? Nah, on my way home, I'm on my way home. That's what I am. On my way home, I'm dreaming about the moment I get to park this car and walk into the house and sit my tail down and just unwind. Just release. Okay? Don't call me talking about on my way home. 30 more minutes, no more shapewear. Yes, exactly. 30 more minutes, no more heels. 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. Take this bra off. 30 more minutes. You talking about on your way home. Anyway, okay, we are so off on this other. Anyway, keep your food journal. Keep your food journal. And how about this other thing? It sounds so simple. How about you try cooking? How about you try cooking? You don't need, look, the other day, which was probably a year or 5 ago, who knows? It was really not a year or 5 ago, but at this point, all the days run together, right? So when the world opened up a little bit, I went to Lowe's because I'm not shopping at Home Depot because I like Lowe's support of the Black community. So I'm shopping at Lowe's. It's a little bit more money. However, we got to pay for stuff, help support those who support us. So I went to Lowe's and there was this line. This was the most ridiculously long line I've ever in my life seen for a shopping center. And I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going into Lowe's because I'm thinking the line is for Lowe's. I'm not getting out of this car and waiting in that line. I don't do lines. Look, before coronavirus, before masks, before all of this, I don't do lines, period. If I got to wait in line, forget it, whatever it is, I don't need it. That's why I don't do Black Friday sales. I'm not doing a line. Nope, I'll just pay extra. If I don't have to stand in line, I got spoiled. I got spoiled living in St. Louis, dealing with clubs and knowing people. I never had to wait in line, ever. It'd be a line wrapped around the corner. I walk right up to the front. So I'm like, hey, Derek, and walk right on in. Hey, Will, and walk right on in. Even when I was in Mexico, walk right up to the bouncer. I'm this tall, beautiful Black goddess. They don't see that many Black people there. They talk about who's with you. There's a line down the street. Who's with you? Just these people are with me. Let's go. I don't do lines. Man, so I got ready to turn around. And not go to Lowe's. And I was like, but by the time you drive to the next Lowe's, just get out. Just see, Kai. Just see. You got your big old apocalyptic mask. Just see. I drove around the parking lot and realized there was not a line to get into the store. There was just a line of cars in the lot. I found a parking space. By the time I found a parking space, I realized that line of cars was not for Lowe's. That line of cars was for Chick-fil-A. Are you kidding me? It's 1 million people in line waiting for Chick-fil-A. Can't you fry some chicken at home? Can't you fry your French fries at home? You know that stuff is not healthy for you. The world opens up, and what you need to do is go to Chick-fil-A. Your priorities are all messed up. I can understand if you were in line for like P.F. Chang's, Cheesecake Factory. I mean, I can understand if you were in line for like a restaurant that had to-go food because there's no, inside eating, whatever. But for real, Chick-fil-A. So how about you try cooking? And if you are really adventurous, get yourself. One day I need tea time with Kai to start making some money. I know y'all about this. Like, where the hell is she coming with that? But there's a reason. Because there are some things that I would love to do, but I just can't really afford to do. Like, I would love to give somebody one of those tabletop herb growers. You grow it in your house. You don't have to have a yard. So for our apartment dwellers or our people who are not, don't have their own yards, you grow it in your house. It has a light. It has the water system, filtration system, everything. I would love to be able to gift someone that. I would love to be able to gift someone this wonderful Blendtec Vitamix. No, Blendtec and Vitamix are two different things. This wonderful Blendtec blender or Vitamix blender. A good blender. Because I tell you what, I've been enjoying smoothies. I just ordered my blender because, I had left mine in California. So now I got my new blender. And my son and I are having smoothies every day. Mom, how about spinach and strawberry and banana? He didn't like that one, though. Spinach, blueberry, and banana he loves, but he didn't like spinach, strawberry, and banana. Who knows? But the reason why I say I would love to give someone one of those herb growers is because the simplest meals that we have been having, my son has been making for me. He is now preparing dinner. And do you know what he does? I have bought salmon, frozen salmon from Costco or Whole Foods. Those are the two I like the best. I did buy some from another grocery store, but I didn't like them very much. But the ones from Costco and the one from Whole Foods, I like the best. For frozen salmon, he takes the frozen salmon. So this is something you guys can do. This dinner is ready, lickety split, and it's so delicious, and it's so nutritious. And it's so simple. Cooking doesn't have to be elaborate. So a lot of us shy away from the kitchen because it's so elaborate, it's so much work, it takes so much time. But it doesn't have to. He takes a salmon slice, a little bit of olive oil, puts it in the pot, goes outside, picks the fresh herbs, picks the basil, thyme, and oregano, lays it over the top of the fish. He doesn't even have to chop it up if you don't want to. Sometimes he'll chop it up, sometimes he won't. Put it on the top of the fish. Sprinkle a little bit of sea salt. Put the top on the pot. That's it. It's a skillet. Put the top on the skillet. That's it. Let that simmer very, very, very low for about 5-10 minutes. Go in there. We take the broccoli, put the washed broccoli, put it over the top of the fish, put the top back on and let it cook for a couple of more minutes. And there's your dinner. Now, typically we would eat that with some rice, or maybe we will make a baked potato. But sometimes it's just broccoli and fish, which is odd for me because I'm used to having a starch, a meat, and a green vegetable. You got to have all that. Sometimes we are just having a salad that we've made in our big salad spinner. The salad sits in the salad spinner for a couple of days. The salad spinner basket keeps the lettuce from getting wilted and sitting in the water that the condensation from the vegetables and things. It keeps your salad out of the water so it stays crisp for longer. My coworker out here says I'm bougie. We don't use that word, but that's what they call me because I have a salad spinner. And I'm like, you don't even know what it's like to have a salad spinner until you have one. And then once you have one, you cannot live without a salad spinner. So I tell you what, I was upset when I left my salad spinner in California, but my baby got me one for Christmas. Wait, there's people on the other Facebook feed? Oh, so if you are, oh, Mom, you don't see my comments. I don't see your comments. Thank you, Steve. So if you are watching me right now and I am not responding to your comments, it's because I'm not seeing them. I'm on the tea time with, okay. Look, guys, I'm all over the place today. It's because I'm on the wrong feed. So, Mom, if you come out to the regular feed, I'll see your comments. If not, here, hold on, no, I'm not even going to try to fix it. Today is a messed up moment of tea time because technologically I am all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I'm here and I see Suli and Steve and Stace. I saw Bina and Shay. So if you didn't hear me call your name out right now, I don't see you. There's something going on with the connection that all of the comments are not coming through. So I apologize. I will look at your comments later, and I will respond to your comments later. I'm sorry that you're not able to, but if you get out of the group page and go to the regular page, I'll be able to see you. So if you want to do that real quick, we just have a few more that we're going to go over, and then we'll be, who's that said it? Let's see. Stace, you just switched over. Okay, thank you. Steve just switched over. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening with this system. So if you're in the Facebook group page, I don't see your comments because I don't have that page open on my phone. I only have the other page open. I don't have the group page open on my phone. I have the regular page open, and that was just a mistake. So switch over to the page, and then you'll be able to be here. And I know, Mom, that might cause some confusion for you, so don't worry about it. I'll go back to your comments. I'll look at them later. So try cooking. And if you had that herb garden, if you have an herb garden, go out, just grab some herbs, throw it on your food. You don't need anything else. Just salt and pepper, that's it. And sometimes we don't even do pepper because this boy swears he tastes every bit of pepper no matter what kind of pepper. So sometimes I don't even do pepper. All you need is a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and go grab the herbs from your garden. And if you don't have a garden, that's okay. Just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Because of how fast fish cooks, because of how I can have a one-pot meal that is very simple, very easy to prepare, very limited effort put into it. Because of that, you happy I wasn't Harriet Tubman? What's that mean? The Underground Railroad? I don't understand. I don't get that. But because of how simple it is, we're actually eating very fast meals that are very healthy for us. Waiting on the garden whisperer to get me started. Sis Suli. Suli. Maybe we need Suli to come and talk to us about gardening. Maybe we need Suli on this side of the table to talk to us about gardening. But eventually one day, we're going to have tea time. It's going to be big enough that I can start just giving away stuff like that, because I would love to right now be able to do. If she depended on my tech skills. You know what, Steve? You're going to get off of me with my tech skills. Although today is not the right day for me to tell you to do that. Cooking together is hella sexy. I can cut fruits, veggies, and meats. And next thing I know, she's stirring and jiggling. It is on. You're so crazy, Stace, but you're right. You're right. It is sexy if you're cooking with your partner. It is supportive if you're cooking with your partner. It's not sexy when you're cooking with your kids, but it is supportive when you're cooking with your kids. It is encouraging them to eat right, to know what eating right is. I'm telling you what, the other day I got ready to cook something. My son ran outside and grabbed some herbs. He's like, here, Mom, I got this for you. He wants his fresh herbs on all of his food now. All of his food. Now, he's a foodie, so, he's always like good food. But as soon as he tasted how good his food was with the fresh herbs, then he's like, look, can we cook with this all of the time? All of the time. All right, so try cooking. You don't have to make your meals elaborate, but cooking will help you have a better relationship with your food as well. And not all of this processed stuff, not the ramen noodles. Okay, certain people, Elaine, not the ramen noodles, but pick foods that are going to be, that you can cook. Like, don't buy all of this stuff that you're not going to get to because you don't have any time. I do that sometimes. I'm talking to myself here because I do waste food, because I have this glorious plan to cook all these fresh vegetables, all this fresh, and then that stuff goes bad because I don't feel like cooking. But now that I have this simple, just with the fish and the fish and the broccoli, I'm eating a lot of broccoli right now. I'm getting a lot of spinach in my diet because I'm putting spinach in my smoothies. I'm getting lots of fruit that I didn't used to get because I'm putting the fruits with the spinach in the smoothie. So I'm back to getting the things that I usually get, and I'm much more satisfied because of it. And the last tip, so we've had don't label your foods good or bad, minimize opportunities to make less than optimal choices, don't be too restrictive, keep a frozen journal. I'm sorry. I'm reading your comments, Suli, and reading my notes. I'm going to get back to your comments. Keep a food journal and then try cooking. And the last thing I'm going to get to after I read Suli's comment, freeze your veggies. But can I freeze? I can just, I do that with my fruit. So I can just take my vegetables and my broccoli and just throw it in the freezer. That's it. I don't need to do anything to it. I can't freeze my spinach though, right? Doesn't look right. Maybe I can freeze my spinach if I'm only going to use it in a smoothie. Let me know, Suli. Let me know. Can I freeze my spinach? And broccoli? I can understand freezing broccoli. All right, I'm going to do it. Stace says, my daughter and I have started an herb garden. I love running out and getting them and placing them in and on. Yes, Stace, right? I never understood how much I like basil until I have so much basil. Now, honestly, I started growing the basil because mosquitoes don't like the fragrant herbs. So that's why I have so much basil. But once I started cooking with it, I started thinking that I wasn't going to be able to eat up all of the basil that I'm growing. Before that, I started thinking I wasn't going to be able to eat it all. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of basil. And then I started cooking with it. And I'm like, wait, I think I need to grow more basil because we are tearing these plants up. Now they have replenished. But at first, when I first got to taste rosemary, basil, thyme, and oregano with potatoes, with my fried potatoes, oh my God, and sea salt, I was in love, man. Oh, blanch the spinach first. Okay. Well, I would put it in a bag first, Suli. We don't need to go that elementary, Suli. Okay, so the last tip, blend basil and freeze with olive oil and ice cubes. Oh, okay. Okay, to still cook with it. Steve says, to be honest with you, the Facebook feed is clearer and allows immediate interaction with likes and emojis. Yes, I saw a squirrel. Oh, you know what? I'm toying with how effective YouTube actually is for me. I really am. I'm really thinking about that because I do like the emojis. I do like the immediate response from Facebook. And it's just that I don't like the Facebook politics. So I just have to work through that because I don't know how YouTube is really, I'm not really a YouTuber. I come to the table, I have conversations. It's not really what YouTube is about. Anyway, that could be another conversation. Last tip is set yourself up for success at the grocery store. What? Stacy does that and you add it to your bourbon. You add basil to your bourbon? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Stace, do you put basil in your bourbon? That sounds so weird to me. I don't drink bourbons, but that sounds weird to me. But I mean, maybe it's delicious. Wow. Okay. All right. I don't drink bourbon. So you wait, basil and olive oil? No, maybe not the olive oil. Okay. Anyway, I don't drink bourbon. But I am growing some mint out there. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I decided alcohol wasn't good for my stomach, so I don't have alcohol anymore. But I would love to take some of my mint that I'm growing and make myself muddle my mint. What's that? I want to say a mint julep, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Mojito. I would love to have a mojito right now. Anyway, set yourself up for success at the grocery store. And because I thought something different when I read this, before I read the description or the supporting information, I want to ask you, what do you think that means? So what do you think setting yourself up for success at the grocery store means? You guys let me know what you think it means. And I'm going to wait while you tell me. While I wait, I'm rubbing on my new knit creations. I'm rubbing on all of these things like, girl, you done lost your mind. all of my knitwear. Y'all see me in a full hazmat suit made out of knit. Don't talk about me. I mean, well, maybe do talk about me. Basil Hayden whiskey. She freezes it in ice cubes. Okay. Okay. Steve says, should green peppers be stored in the refrigerator on the counter? The refrigerator. Yeah, I think you're right, Suli. I think that the YouTube would be better used someplace else. Suli says, I store peppers and tomatoes on the counter. You store green peppers on I know tomatoes are supposed to be stored on the counter, but I didn't know green peppers too. Okay. I never put my tomatoes with other vegetables. Why is that? No, Suli, we're going to have you on this side of the table, Suli. You need to come talk to us about vegetable stuff. This is the week to do it too. So what you doing on Saturday? What you doing on Saturday, Suli? We need you. I've been using C19 to work on my cooking skills. Yeah. And C19 has C19. Corona, it's COVID-19 has been the impetus for a lot of things, right? A lot. But I still need you guys to tell me what you think that setting yourself up for success in the grocery store. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? How do you set yourself up for success at the grocery store? I just need 1 or 2 answers, and then I will move on. I will tell you what the writers of the article feel like it is. And I actually do kind of agree with it. I never thought of it. Taking a list with you. Thank you, Alicia. I've been storing my Roma tomatoes in the fridge, and it's been cool. Well, they have been cool, but tomatoes last longer if you don't store them in the refrigerator. And the refrigerator, I think, breaks them down or something. Tomatoes aren't supposed to be stored in the refrigerator. So try leaving them out and see what the difference is. Stay says having a healthy dinner planned. And Shay says make a list. Thank you, Shay, Alicia, and Stace. This is the thing. When I read it, my first thought went to list making. That's what my first thought went to, which would connect with having a dinner planned, right? So you make your list based on the meals meal prep. So you make your list of what you're going to have for the week, the meals that you want to have for the week, and you plan that out, and then you get the list together from meals you plan to have for the week. Then you go to the grocery store and you only buy from that list. That's what I thought they meant. There you go, Shay. But what they mean is shop the perimeter of the grocery store. Don't shop those internal aisles. The perimeter of the grocery store has your baked goods. It has your fresh fruit and produce. It has your fresh fruits and vegetables. It has your lean meats. It has your dairy. The perimeter of the grocery store has your basic ingredients. The internal aisles of the grocery store has all the junk. It has all of your processed foods. If it belongs on a shelf and can sit on a shelf for a long time, with the exception of, say, like if you don't want to make your own noodles, fine. If you don't want to make your own noodles, fine, go get some noodles. But my son makes his own noodles. So, learn to make your own noodles is very simple. But anyway, maybe we don't have time for that. So go get the noodles. But the rest of that stuff, or rice, the rest of that stuff is processed food, which you should stay away from. Do you really need to go down even the herbs and spices aisle? No, go to your backyard, go to your tabletop, get your herbs, pick them fresh, and cook with them. Because those fresh picked herbs, oh my God. I was talking to Rose the first time I cooked with my herbs, and I'm like, it's like a flavor fountain in my mouth. I fell in love with food again, just from having fresh herbs. And not fresh like I went to the store and I bought the leaves. No, fresh like I went outside and picked them. Oh my God, the difference is amazing, people. It's amazing. And I know people like Suli are like, yeah, girl, I know. Why you think I got a garden? Suli, all of us ain't been living like that. All of us have not been gardening like that. Even when I did garden, because I have gardened over the years, don't get me wrong, I've always loved gardening. But I didn't grow herbs. I grew peppers and tomatoes and corn and watermelon and onion and cucumbers, but I never grew herbs. And I don't know why, I just never did. So it's so amazing to me how just having some fresh herbs will change your experience with food. So when you go to the grocery store, and the other key I want to say, learn your grocery store. Because if you know your grocery store, you know which aisles to avoid. Like, not going down that aisle. I am now right in this exact moment starting to believe that the reason I spend so much money on food out here, one is food costs more in Maryland than it does in California. But two, I don't know the grocery store. So I'm walking up and down every single aisle trying to find the dang rice milk. Well, so since I'm trying to find the rice milk, now I have picked up this and that and this, and ooh, let me try this concoction, and ooh, let me try this, and let me try that. Because I'm looking for rice milk. And I have a list. But y'all know I can't put stuff down all the time. You know I can't stay to the list all the time. You know that, I sat and knitted all day yesterday. I was supposed to go pick nectarines, but the boy didn't want to go. And I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll knit. And I went to the store. You should see. I spent $130. No, $100 of it was on knitting stuff. $100 on knitting stuff. I got like 4 big old huge bags of knitting stuff. And I came home and I didn't clean my house. And I didn't go nectarine picking. I sat down and I knitted a hat. I started a blanket. Then I put the blanket down and I knitted a hat. So y'all know I can't stick to lists. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store. Stay out of those center aisles. You said, oh man, Suli says, and they change up the aisles to mess with you. Oh man, look, no, now in San Anselmo, California, I knew those aisles. Christian and Chelsea will call me from the store and say, Mama, they don't have this. I'm like, go check on aisle 3. Go check on aisle 7. Look, I've been shopping at the same grocery store for 20 dang years. I know where this stuff is and I know they have it. But out here, I don't know where anything is. So I'm walking up and down every single dang aisle. And I still haven't decided which grocery store will be my grocery store. So I'm going to Giant, and then I'm going to Safeway, and then I'm going to Whole Foods, and then I'm going to the local co-op. And then, I'm just all over the place trying to figure out who really has everything I need. In California, shopping for the fresh fruits and vegetables that I eat was so simple. I would either go to Safeway or Berkeley Bowl. Whole Foods was nice, but Whole Foods was overpriced, so I preferred Berkeley Bowl. And now I'm out. And I didn't like Trader Joe's. Everybody swears by Trader Joe's, but to me, Trader Joe's was expensive for nothing. So Berkeley Bowl, or because I don't want to buy by the banana. I don't want to pay 60 cents a banana. Let me pay by the pound. Suli says, I told the lady at Safeway, how did changing the canned coconut milk help your bottom line over a week that you had to change its placement? Yeah. How does it? But maybe it's like furniture. They decide sometimes they just need to move things around. They get tired of it looking the same way. Leave people guessing. But that's not right. I want to know where everything is. Keep it where it's supposed to be, where it's been for 20 years. Steve says, put your list on a computer. You'll come home with maybe an apple. Shut up, Steve. No, I'm going to come home with the whole damn store because I couldn't get the computer to work and I forgot what I needed. Shut up, Steve. I am not technologically challenged. I am Restream challenged. I am, coding challenged. Shut up, Steve. I know my stuff. And I do put my list on the computer though, for real. I might come home with way more stuff because my battery died. Now that might be the issue. I love you, Steve, but you're gonna get off my case. Stay says when they move it, you go looking and now you're shopping instead of getting what you need. Exactly. They move it so that now you're like Kai walking up and down the aisle, picking up all the crap you didn't need. All of the stuff that grabs your eye now. On my way to the grocery store now, shop the perimeter, Alicia. Take your list and shop the perimeter. Now you might need to go get, some noodles or something, rice, quinoa, couscous. Quinoa is healthier than rice. Quinoa, couscous, whatever. Yeah, you might need to go get some of those things, and don't take the kids. You'll have all kinds. Or if you take the kids, let them decide in advance, or tell them in advance, they get to pick one thing that they want. One. And whatever that one thing is, that's what they get. And then take them to the perimeter first, so that when they choose to have the apples, and you go into the internal aisle, they don't get to pick anything else because they already chose apples. Steve says you don't smoke crack, but you sound crackish. Shut up, Steve. Shut up. So that's how we're going to start working on our healthy relationship with food. Don't label foods good or bad. Minimize opportunities to make less than optimal choices. Don't get too restrictive. Allow yourself a cheat day. Now, let me go back to that. I at some point in life heard, have a cheat day. I don't like that, because then on my cheat day, I go crazy. I have everything I'm not supposed to have. Everything. And I make myself sick. So I don't do the cheat day thing. I think I'm better off with working the things that I like to have into my routine, so that I can design it to be a routine of moderation. And if I follow that design, then I'm fine. So, but allow yourself either a cheat day or work in the things that you want. Make it a part of your routine so that you can make sure that you have it in moderation. Moderation is the key. Keep a food journal. Yes, you got cheat moments too. Allow yourself to freaking live. That's the key. Allow yourself to freaking live. And if today you want a chocolate bar, eat the damn chocolate bar. I got a Snickers. Look, it's a big old Snickers. The giant ones. Eat it. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just eat it and do 20 jumping jacks. Balance. My son coming to me, Mom, have a cupcake. Yeah, eat the cupcake and then 50 jumping jacks. There you go. You're fine. And I really, you may think I'm joking, but I'm not. Don't beat yourself up for the moments that you cheat. Don't beat yourself up if you consider it a cheat. Let's stop considering it a cheat. Let's call it a treat. Don't beat yourself up for the moments that you allow yourself a treat. Treat yourself, like on what's that show? Parks and Rec. Treat yourself. Have a treat yourself day, right? Allow that treat, but commit to creating some sort of balance. If it's not real balance, it's psychological balance. All right, I'm going to allow myself that treat. But if I allow myself this treat, then I'm going to go ahead and today I'm going to go ahead and walk an extra mile, or I'm going to do 20 extra jumping jacks, or I'm going to ride my bike, or I'm going to do some yoga, or whatever it is. Do something physical to offset whatever your cheat was. Allow that to be your way to cheat or treat. Right? I need this treat today. I want this treat. I understand that I want this treat because of my emotional void right now. I want this treat because I am bored. So I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to go take a walk. Or I'm going to go take a walk, and if I come back and I still want it, then I'll allow myself to have it. Don't beat yourself up. Allow yourself grace. Allow yourself grace. Work on your relationship with food. And part of working on your relationship with food is not allowing food to control you, but you to control how you interact with it. So you need to understand how you interact with it. And enjoy yourself. Drink the damn tea with sugar, Kai. Where can I find rosemary butter? You can make some rosemary butter. I was telling my cousin, my jump ropes don't work. I got 2 and they just sit there, and I have not lost weight. Oh, you're so funny, Stace. You got to pick them up to make them work, right? You got to get going with them. That's how they work. They don't just work on their own. They just don't do something on their own. I got jump ropes. Oh, my weights came. I ordered weights, and I have weights. I have weights now. I think I just bought 5 pound weights, but that's okay because I didn't have any pound weights. I left them all in California. So now I found someplace online where I can get some 5 pound weights. Suli says, work from the inside and the external will match. Be easy on yourself. Right. Exactly. We are at this table focused on improving ourselves in every aspect of our lives, right? Every aspect of our lives. It is not a one-sided approach at this table because grandmama didn't care just about your schoolwork. She didn't care just about your math and let your social studies suffer. She did care about the bullies at school. She did care about the fights. She did care about all that other stuff. Mostly she cared about your academics. So she did care about who you were as a person. This is the same woman who took me to the Muni Opera once a week, every week during the summer. This is the same woman who made sure that we dressed appropriately when we went anywhere, that we volunteered at the church during novena. I'll never forget that. We worked in the religious art store and sold religious artifacts. I mean, we were doing all this stuff from before I could even count. I was running a store. This is what he was saying. I got to use them. I don't know what that is. Oh, you have to use them. Yeah, that's what your friend said about the. I'll share where I ordered them on Amazon, Shay, and I will share the link to where I got them from because they weren't supposed to come until August or something, and they showed up yesterday. Of course, they showed up on my neighbor's doorstep, and they showed up as delivered, and I'm like, wait, what did I get from Amazon? And I look outside, there's nothing there. I go back and it shows a picture of the package sitting on the steps. So I go back outside again. I'm like, somebody stole my package. And then I look to the right and my package is sitting on my neighbor's steps. So I was like, all right, let me go check. I walked over there, read my name on the package, and I just picked it up and brought it back home. So I'm glad my neighbors didn't walk out. But I've spoken to my neighbors, so they would have been fine. They know I'm not stealing their stuff. So anyway, I'll share it with you, Shay. So we're going to work on our relationship with food this week. So if you guys have any very simple, we are going with simplicity. Oh, let me share with you Suli's corn recipe, whatever it was. Now, I didn't do it exactly how Suli told me to do it because she said add roasted red peppers. And I was like, I don't have any way to roast some red peppers. So I'm just going to chop these suckers up and I'm going to toss them in the pot. I'm going to toss them in the skillet for a few minutes. And I was thinking that maybe I could roast them in the oven, but then that was going to take too long. I decided to make the corn at the last minute. So I'm like, that's going to take too long. I'll just saute them in a little bit of olive oil first. So Suli posted this picture of this corn dish that she had made. And it looks so, yeah, I could have roasted it in the oven, but I've never roasted red peppers. And so I was like, yeah, I don't have time for that. So it was corn, roasted red peppers, capers. What else was in that, Suli? Fresh. Yes, everything was fresh. Oh, and sun-dried tomatoes. So I had corn on the cob that I had purchased, and I needed to use them. And I needed to use it this day because I was worried that my corn on the cob was going to go bad. So I wanted to use it. I didn't want to wait another day to try to roast some red peppers. So it was corn on the cob, onion. I used the green onion from the onions that I'm growing. So I just used the stem from the onions that I'm growing. So green onion, for me, green onion, corn, roasted red peppers, capers, and I added some sun-dried tomatoes. So I want to tell you, and garlic. It was the most delicious. It was the most delicious corn. I would have never, ever, ever thought to put any of those things together. I would have thought to put the corn and the roasted red pepper together. I would have thought to do that, but I would not have thought to put capers. And I just coincidentally, and garlic, thank you. I just coincidentally had capers. And I used white corn. I had white corn. I just coincidentally had capers because I was wanting to make something else. Or maybe I had it because I think I had it because Suli said it was in the recipe, so I went and bought it. That's what it was. I went and bought some capers. So I put all of that stuff together, and my son was like, "Ma, this is so good." It was so delicious. Nothing artificial in there. All fresh except for the sun-dried tomatoes that was from a jar. Everything else fresh. Now, Suli recommended putting cucumbers in it, but I didn't want warm cucumbers. I wanted to eat this as a warm salad, a warm dish, right? And I didn't want warm cucumbers, so I didn't put that in there. But Suli, when you did it with the cucumbers, was it warm? Because I just couldn't get my mind to accept warm cucumbers. Was it warm with the cucumbers, or when you did it with the cucumbers, did you eat it as a cold salad? So this week, Stace says, I've tried growing corn once and got both, and they cross-pollinated. Wow. I tried growing corn one time, and when I opened up, that corn had so many bugs in it. I was like, yeah, I'm not growing corn again, and I'm not eating this corn. Yeah, see, so my plan was to have it as a warm salad the day that I made it without the cucumber, and then to cut up cucumber and add it to it the next day for a cold salad. However, we liked it so much as a warm salad that we just heated it up again the next day and ate it. Wait, what? Oh, I'm supposed to wash it? So you guys, this corn grows bugs. Yeah, but I don't like bugs, Suli. I don't like bugs. And they were not like the little bugs that you get on a tomato. They were these big, these pincher bugs. I mean, them damn things were like this long, and they had the little pinch. I was like, burn it. Burn down the whole cornfield. I know, Suli, I don't have a problem with washing the vegetables, but with all those bugs on it, I couldn't peel back I couldn't shuck the corn, because when I peeled it back and all those bugs came, I was like burn the field, burn it. I don't want none of it. Bugs lives matter, right? Right. Butterflies and bugs lives matter, right? Yeah, I think I may have only eaten one of I didn't even eat it really. I let the kids eat it. I think one of the kids went out there and probably the older boy went out and got it, and he peeled it back. And yes, the corn looked great, but I just, me and bugs, we just are not friends. If I had seen them prior to shucking it, then I probably would have been okay. But because I grabbed it and then I went to peel it back and all these bugs stuff, I'm like, I'll be better prepared. I will grow corn again. I think I'll just be better prepared next time. I did not know that corn attracted so much bugs. Anyway, guys, so this week we're going to be focused as much as we can on some healthy eating habits. And if you guys have simple recipes that you can share, simple. I want this week to be not about the complexity, not about, I'm making this curry, blah, 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 blah. I make a mean chicken tortilla soup, but I'm not posting a recipe for chicken tortilla soup. We want simple, quick 15-minute meals. So if you have something that's your go-to 15-minute meal, share it with other people at the table. Let everybody else know how they can help to improve their eating, improve in the sense that you're eating healthy and it's a fast meal. It's fast food, basically. So what's the fast food replacements for you? My current fast food replacement is fish and broccoli. That's my current fast food replacement. It's ready in 15 minutes. And I love it. And the boy loves it. So we are eating healthy over here. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for any recipes, please, it doesn't have to be a recipe with exact measurements. I mean, Suli told me what to put in my thing, and Suli told me how to do it, and I didn't follow any of her instructions. Not because I didn't trust her instructions, but because I waited too long. And when she said soak the roasted red peppers in garlic and olive oil for an hour, I'm like, yeah, dinner needs to be ready in 15 minutes. So I'm going to have them soaking while I'm cooking the rest of this stuff. And then we're just going to eat it. That's just how it's going to have to be. I got dinner in 15 minutes. I didn't prepare for an hour soak. So, and it was still delicious. You can tweak it. Make it work for you. But start with fresh ingredients. Start with shopping at the perimeter of the grocery store. And maybe you're not going to be able to today be able to only shop the perimeter. But let that be a goal for you as you're trying to build your healthy self, your fully healthy self. Be easy on yourself. Just as you're working on your relationship with people, work on your relationship with food. Allow yourself to have the treats that you want. Don't beat yourself up because you want a chocolate bar. Y'all notice I keep saying chocolate bar because that Snickers is calling my name. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just create balance. Be happy. Be intentional about your food. Be intentional about everything you do. And this week, we're going to try to talk a lot about how we can encourage our healthy eating habits and have recipes to share. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming to my table today and every day. Thank you for bearing with me through my technical issues. I have exactly zero clue as to why it's not working because every day I just log in and sign on and there you guys are. And today I logged in and signed on and you're not there. So I don't know what's going on. For those of you whose comments I did not see, I will go back and revisit the comments on Facebook and I will reply to your comments. Tomorrow I have a meeting, so we're going to thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Go meet up with your Black baby Jesus. Have a wonderful, glorious day. Tomorrow I have meetings again, a training in the morning, so we'll be doing 12 o'clock my time, 9 and 11. 9 PST, 11 CST. We'll do that for another couple of days. Maybe we'll just do the whole week that way, just depending. I have to double check my training schedule. But 12 o'clock my time tomorrow. So I will see you here. You can join me on Facebook tomorrow. How about that's what we'll do? I'm going to post on my page. Join me on Facebook tomorrow. I've got to figure out this chat issue, but honestly, I'm not going to focus on that today. I got other things I need to do. So I'm not focusing on that. So just join me on Facebook tomorrow. I won't be on YouTube, and I will put that on my page so that everybody knows. And Suli, I'm looking forward to your session. Let me put it in my schedule. Thank you so much for joining me today. We've been here for an hour and a half. You guys fill me up, 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 buttercup, right? I will see you guys here tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, glorious day. Wash your hands, wear your masks, and keep your distance.